It's often said that brewers make the wort and the yeast makes the beer. By building a starter, we can ensure that we have enough yeast to do a proper job. I first go to Brewer's Friend and plug in my original gravity and volume into their starter calculator to determine just how big of a starter I'll need for the batch of beer I'm brewing. So I'll fill up my Erlenmeyer flask with the appropriate amount of water and place it directly on the stove. Next, I'll add a stir bar to the vessel, which can also tolerate heat, and it'll sanitize it at the same time. I'll weigh out 1 gram of dry malt extract for every 10 mils of water I'm using, and add a little yeast nutrient to give the yeast starter a jump start. Everything then goes into the Erlenmeyer flask as it's warming up, and I give it a good shake to make sure I don't have any clumps that could potentially scorch. Since boilovers are very common in these flasks, I'll grab my trusty UV glove in case I need to move it off the heat quickly. Then I'll break the internal pouch in my smack pack, give the yeast a little shake, and grab a metal straw so that I can diffuse any heat that might build up in the neck of the flask to prevent a boil over in case it gets out of control. After 10 minutes of boiling, I'll cap the entire thing with a piece of foil. The residual steam will sanitize it, and I'll take the whole thing over to my sink, which is filled with cool water, sometimes ice if I'm in a hurry and trying to get things done quickly. I'll make sure to sanitize my yeast pouch as well as my scissors. And I cut it open, add it directly to the flask, and take the entire thing over to the stir plate. I'll get it spinning. It doesn't need to cavitate, it just needs to mix, and within 12 hours I should have some foam on the top, showing that there's some good activity going on. A day later, I'll pitch the entire thing if it's a bold style. If it's a very delicate style, I will decant it, but that is how you make a yeast starter to ensure you have enough yeast for your beer.